did the Duck of Justice predate the Facebook?
Yeah, I had the Duck of Justice already because it had been at the DA's office and the story has been told so many times, but I just wanted this stuffed duck because it was broken and disheveled and askew and its eyes were popping out. And I said, I'd like to have that. And there's a German girl, and that's why I always say angry German girl, because she's actually German and she's angry. I mean, it's not a slam on the Germanic people or Teutonic things, but she was. And when she threw it in the garbage in front of me one day, and she said, I hate that duck. And she, Germans always sound mad anyway. So, and no offense, but so I said, well, once it's in the trash can, it's a freebie, no warrant needed. You can search trash, just so you know,
sure,
keep the stuff out of the trash. So I grabbed it and took it back to my cubicle, called it the Duck of Truth. And when I would do interviews with people in my cubicle, they'd say, why do you have a duck? And I'd say, well, you can't lie in front of the duck. It's the Duck of Truth. And so it broke the ice, and I got some confessions based on a duck on the cubicle. And when I went to Facebook, I took it with me. And then I just started sticking it in the pictures. And if you picture this as a duck head, I would have it, just the beak would come in. It looks a little weird, but I'd have the beak in pictures, and then the whole duck, and then I'd have a foot. And people kept asking, why do you have a duck? And I wouldn't answer. I just thought it was fun, And so it took off, and I said, we got to rename it. We called it the Duck of Justice as a joke, but I thought it would also increase our Google search. If you search DOJ, Department of Justice, you would get the duck. So I said, this is a good way. And I mean, I didn't know what I was doing, but it worked, you know. People search, some big case, maybe Bernie Madoff, and is a duck. So the duck came into, and then it took off, and now it's actually a phenomenon. We have thousands of people a year come to the station and visit with a duck, take a picture, and I try to put all the pictures on, but I just can't keep up.
Yeah, it's impossible.
Yeah, it's impossible.
Who are some of the more notable people? You said thousands of people want to see the duck. Who are some of the more notable people who have been with the duck?
Some of the writers from The Simpsons have stopped by when they heard about it. The governor's been with the duck. Our current governor's been with the duck multiple times. She's kind of she's a duck fan. She really is.
Super fan.
She actually comes up sometimes. She brings like some member of her family like on a Saturday, and they sneak in to see the duck, because she's busy, and that's a very nice thing. Senator Collins has been there, Senator King, and of course, a myriad of fantastic people. The best thing that ever happened, and I was all for it, was the roadies from Van Halen's last tour were big fans of the writing. There's a fellow named Doug, and great guy, and he wrote me and said, I really love your stuff. Can we meet up when we come up with a band? And these guys of course, roadies aren't what you picture roadies from the 70s, like the Seeger roadies, he's stoned and sleeping on stuff. These guys are just technical geniuses. So they came up and they wanted me to come down, and they asked, could we take the duck on the rest of our tour? And I was like, yeah. It's gold, right? Internet gold. And I thought, where will this duck end up, right?
Yeah.
On Eddie's guitar, and the chief freaked out, and he was very angry that I asked, and I said, you're missing out, we're missing out. So he did not get to go on the trip, and I would have sent him. It was, yeah, exactly, there we go. Oh.
Hindsight is 20/20, and I know, so I'm Monday morning quarterbacking this, but if you had just taken the duck and thrown it back in the trash, then
they could have taken the duck. I should have thought of that.
Well, next time, call me.
It was prior to his rehab. He went away for rehab for a while, the duck. And but I went down and met the guys, and they read it on the buses while they traveled. They read the stuff and they enjoyed the duck.
That's so cool.
Yeah, so some great people. I've met a lot of great. Mike Rowe has come to see the duck. I met him at Travis Mills' place. And that was when the duck traveled. Now the duck is under glass. We got an aquarium from Burt Street on dump day, and we took it and we put it over the duck. And so, like I said, garbage is a freebie. You can take anybody's garbage you want.
I love how much stuff at the Bangor Police Department is just people's trash.
Yeah, you look, I see treasure.